Howdy folks, monthly update for the month of March. Sitting here on the 31st of March. I'm about to get on a plane, going to China for the month of April. So expect to see less of this fella on your YouTube recommendations in the next month. Maybe that'll be a good thing. I tend to spam you guys' recommendations a lot, but there we go. I'm going to be away for the month. I've pre-prepared a bunch of videos to go during the month of April, and I'll still be jumping on to do the odd update, assuming I can get through the Great Firewall of China. While I'm there, I'll also be doing some travel videos. If you want to check them out, there's already a bunch of them on the channel, 2 Cents on Tour. But we are here more to talk about rugby than me going to China. A quick monthly update, some stats. Thanks. Rees-Zammit, some Ardie Savea, and a bit of rugby video games. So let's start with the stats and the thanks. March, a big month, obviously saw as the end of the Six Nations. That was still largely the kind of dominant content throughout the month, which kind of makes sense as we kind of rounded out that test window. Things like the Six Nations matches, Rugby World Rankings, all that kind of stuff did really well. The channels that you guys were watching in that month: Egg Chasers, World Rugby, Guinness Six Nations, Rugby Pod, Irish Rugby TV, all those kinds of channels, which kind of makes absolute sense. Biggest audiences from the UK, Ireland, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. So the kind of usual suspects. Thank you guys for coming along. It means a lot. What else do I need to say? Thank you also to the patrons who support the channel. I will scroll their names up alongside this video here. If you want to help support out the channel, check out Patreon. That's down in the description. A special thanks to Angus, to Matt, and to Jack as well. But yes, certainly helps to keep the channel afloat. But yeah, really means a lot. So check it out if you are willing and able. What else has been going on? Rees-Zammit, Kansas City Chiefs. He's signed a contract with them, but it's still just another step. I am not pessimistic for the guy. I am not optimistic for the guy. I am hopefully realistic for the guy in that he still faces a big uphill battle, but has done what he's done thus far pretty well. So good luck to him. I look to see how far he can take his NFL career. He may inspire other guys to do the same if he can be successful. But I also keep in mind that he's taking on incredible athletes who've been playing American football since they were youngsters, which is, kind of a hard skill thing to kind of match up against. But man, best of luck to him. He is having a crack. So good on you, Rees-Zammit. So far, so good. We'll see if you're able to get any games. You'll certainly get some preseason games, but making it in the regular season will be, that's another question. Ardie, he's the other Savea. Ardie Savea, who's based in Japan at the minute, has been talking about the kind of All Blacks selection policy, remembering that the All Blacks only select players who are playing in New Zealand. Like the Irish kind of do something similar, right? The English do something similar, and they're, the Irish, I don't think are really asking much in the way of questions about that, but there's certainly a few English players who've headed to the top 14 in recent times, which has got people questioning whether that policy is right as well. And it's funny how it's the overseas All Blacks that keep mentioning about the policy. It's not the ones based in New Zealand. I wonder if that's a thing. Like Sam Kane was talking about it a while back, who's overseas as well. Now it's Ardie Savea saying that maybe we need to kind of evolve with the times. I'm not sure. I don't have the right answer for you. Obviously, you want to pick the best players, but then also you need to keep fans engaged with the domestic competition here in NZ, which sometimes means having the big names playing. The one thing I don't kind of get is the fact that they still mandate these All Blacks that are based in New Zealand to take All Blacks rest periods. So even though they are playing in New Zealand, we don't often get to see them play. Like the game the other day between the Crusaders and the Chiefs was played without Damian McKenzie for the Chiefs because he had to have a rest. And they lost that game. Not saying it was just down to him, but yeah, it doesn't kind of feel that right. You have them, but then you don't play them all the time. But I don't know. There's no perfect solution to that one. And Rugby 24, rugby video games, I'm not particularly optimistic about. I tend to think they're pretty average. They're not great compared to the likes of a Madden or a FIFA. They're never going to get to that level. Rugby 24 has been delayed. I wonder if they'll have to change the name to Rugby 25 at some point because it keeps getting delayed. But It'll come out when it comes out, and I'm sure I'll sit down and play it. But yes, not particularly optimistic about that one. But best of luck to them as well. Rugby could certainly use a video game. Right, my parents are here to take me to the airport. I better go. You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.